Hello everyone. It's the first of the month, and that means another box of delicious snacks from MunchPak. We have the same artwork on the box as we had last month, and the same awesome crinkly plastic wrap. So, let's start the unboxing. Now, the seams are always the most reinforced part. You'd think it would split easily, but it doesn't always do that. There we go. I have to try to walk the fine line between opening it so that it makes a little bit of noise and not being so violent that it makes a really loud noise. Okay. Well, I'm shooting this right after my last video just went up on YouTube. The crinkly packaging pure ASMR video. So I had a lot of fun doing that one. I've been saving up the packing material on the last several unboxings that I have done. I was glad to be able to do that. Okay, let's see. This month we have Francis, who has boxed up our goodies. This MunchPak was made with love just for you by Francis. Awesome. Thank you, Francis. I'm sure that it is amazing. Well, we already know that it's amazing because we see here, right at the very top, a wrap snack. And so far, the ones we've had of these have been really, really good. I'm not quite sure exactly what each flavor has to do with each wrapper, but maybe if you know more about the artist, you may see a correlation between the flavor and the artist. But this is Cardi B Jerk Barbecue Wavy Potato Chip. Very nice. It says, being successful in life and in the music business is all about being true to who you are, knowing your self-worth, never sweating the small things, and always following your gut instinct. If you follow this rule of thumb, it will eventually create a recipe for success. Well, maybe. There is a lot to be said about hard work, But there are plenty of people who work hard but don't achieve this level of success. So I think it all depends on what you mean by success. Okay. Next is we have another bag. Boy Bawang Cornick. We had these in the last box, but they were a different flavor. These are barbecue flavored, so we have another barbecue. And fried corn, vegetable oil, and spices and natural smoke flavor. So these were pretty good last time. If I remember correctly, they didn't have a whole lot of flavor, but we'll see with this one. And here we have a very familiar snack to my channel through the MunchPak. And these are the little koala pastry cream-filled cookies. This box, pretty good shape. Some of them are a little busted up, but they're always delicious. That's for sure. And here we have double dip orange and cherry flavored fizz dips with a swizzle stick. Now this is United Kingdom. So I used to really like this type of candy when I was a kid. I obviously haven't had this brand being in America, but I always enjoyed using the stick and dipping it in the powder and tasting the different flavors. And this looks like it's orange and cherry. Fun. I like interactive snacks like that. Here we have pure gummies from Japan. Strawberry and blueberry flavored gummies. If I remember correctly, these are quite delicious. Kind of a higher end snack. Now let's see. Here we have another candy from the UK. Brain Blasters apple and strawberry sour candy. So it sounds like they are little bitty pieces of candy. Maybe kind of like Nerds. This is kind of a package that Nerds would come in here in the States. So maybe it's similar to that. I like the sound of Now what is this? This looks interesting. This is from Indonesia. Nice. Momogi, M-O-M-O-G-I. Corn stick roasted corn flavor. Crunchy snack sticks flavored like roasted corn. It says Jayong Bakar, if I'm saying that correctly. It's very lightweight. It is not heavy at all. So it feels like it may be puffed corn or something like that. Here we have Clip pizza sticks from Turkey. So they seem to be more of a cracker type snack. Ulker. I don't know. It's Turkish, so it's probably not pronounced like a German word. Here we have a drink wrapped up very nicely. We have more bubble wrap, people. It has a blue lid here, and it says Cocta. Cocta. I think we can take it out this way. Okay, finest herbal extracts, Cocta, original, from Croatia. Very interesting. Cola with herbal extracts and fruity flavors. Of course, we always have to check to see if it has caffeine. Carbonated water, sugar, a mixture of plant extracts, citric acid, color, preservatives, natural flavors. Best before date. See printed date on the label. Awesome. I do not see anywhere where it says, oh, here it is. It says caffeine free. So we're good. Awesome. We'll put that right here in the corner. Oh, we have something hiding here. This is another Ülker. So it's from Turkey, and this is hard candy with a refreshing cola flavor. Ooh. Nice. So it's kind of hard to see what it looks like. It's being covered up here by the sticker. And then we have, ooh, I've not had this before. 100% alpine milk chocolate from Romania. Milka Oreo sandwich bar. Real Oreo cookies surrounded by alpine milk chocolate. That sounds absolutely decadent. I love it. So, let's move the box out of the way. Try not to knock down too many things here. We'll just lift it up and out like that. Okay. So here is our savory. We have barbecue, 2 barbecues flavors. We have pizza sticks. And we have this roasted corn flavor. And then we have on the sweets, well, we have one sour thing, which is perfect. And here we have fizzy powder and gummies and hard candy and crunchy cookie candy and a cola and then chocolate. So I really love the diversity of textures and flavors that are represented here. It's not too heavy on any one thing, even though we do have 2 barbecue, but we only have one sour thing. And then we have lots of different, we have crunchy, and we have gummy, and we have powders, and we have hard candy, and then a creamy milk chocolate, and a cola flavored drink. So, let's dig in. Okay, so as always, we're going to start with the savory. I really like this bottle. It has like a textured marble, pebble, not marble, but pebbled surface here. And then it has this kind of cut out geometric shoulder to the bottle that's smooth. And then out of that rises the neck. And it has printed on it, established 1953. Legendary taste, it says. So, we're going to put that here for a second. and move some of these off to the side. So we may be out of camera for a second, but we'll bring them back. Okay. That'll allow us to concentrate here on these things. So the first thing I'm going to try is this corn stick roasted corn flavor, because I don't think we've ever had, well, I take that back. I think we've had a few things from Indonesia, but it's been a while, I think. If you would like to go back and look at all of my other unboxing videos, you are free to do that and prove me wrong. We can do like a scavenger hunt through my videos. That might be a good way to get your viewership up if you told your subscribers there was a hidden message in your videos that you've been implanting for the last few years. And then everybody would be going back and trying to figure out what the hidden message was. Okay. So this is hollow. That's one of the reasons why it's so light. It's almost like a very geometric Cheeto, but it's a hollow inside. It's like when Cheetos swelled up inside of a box and then took on that shape. Actually has a sweet smell to it. Very interesting. Let's try it. Surprisingly sweet. The ingredients are corn, palm oil, sugar, corn powder, milk powder, salt, roasted corn flavor. This says here, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. p65warning.ca.gov. Maybe that's the palm oil. I know that there's some people who try to get palm oil removed from things. I'm not sure. But for something I thought it was going to be savory, it's like a savory corn stick, but it has sugar powder on it. I say this falls solidly between savory and sweet, because you really couldn't call it a candy. It has a nice firm texture. Kind of looks like a sponge, but it's not. Yeah. It's actually quite nice. An auspicious beginning for sure. Okay. So now, let's try this legendary taste. I like the color blue of the cap. This is cola with herbal extracts and fruity flavors. Very interesting. It's a fairly mild flavor. The herbal extracts and fruit flavors definitely are predominant, so I wouldn't actually say this is a cola flavored as we are, or at least as I am used to, but it's good. I think there's a little bit of grape in there, and then the herbs are very subtle, but I think there's several of them combined that make a very unique flavor. But I like it. It's refreshing. It's not heavy. It's not super sweet. Take just the corner off. So these look similar to the ones we had before. Now those are really good. Good crunch. And the barbecue flavor really goes with the corn. It doesn't knock you off your feet with barbecue, but it definitely harmonizes really well with the corn flavor. There's also a little bit of smokiness, but I'm not sure if that's because of the roasted corn or because there's like smoke flavor in the barbecue. It comes in right at the end. It says natural smoke flavor, so I'm not quite sure what that means. Yeah, that's good. These came from the Philippines, that's right. I remember that now. My little mascot is a head of garlic, I believe. Yeah, he's winking at us here. So, you can taste a bit of garlic in that. So, yeah. Oops, I don't want that many. Put that off to the side. So they all seem to be pretty consistent in size. And flavor. I could easily plow through that whole bag very quickly. It's a really good crunch factor. It makes you just want to keep crunching. Okay. So now let's try some pizza sticks. I guess these are kind of like savory pocky. Looks like it's listing the ingredients here, or at least the flavors. While I can't read these things, looks like there's basil and tomato, and then red pepper. I'm not getting a whole lot of tomato flavor, but I am getting the basil and oregano. Let's see here. Made in Turkey. Oh, I tore through the ingredients. Yeah, this is onion, red pepper, parsley. I can't read the rest of it here. Let's see. Tomato paste, flavorings, spice. It just says spices, thyme, parsley, and red pepper, onion powder, and emulsifiers. So, yeah. Maybe no oregano. Okay, I had to stop the video there. It seems like we had a plane and a train and a car all at the same time. So, sorry about that. But we are now moving on to the wrap snacks Jerk barbecue. Sometimes it seems like my neighborhood is becoming busier with car traffic. The neighborhood is growing. More businesses are being put in down the street, which is great for the growth of the neighborhood. But sometimes the traffic is a bit much, especially when you're trying to film a quiet video. Okay, so those are all just going to come out at the same time. So definitely a very substantial potato chip. Nice deep ridges on the wavy side, and it looks like lots of spice. Once again, wrap snacks make a very fine potato chip. Really nice, bold flavor. Definitely could call this jerk barbecue. It's a combination of barbecue flavors, but also a little bit more spicy Caribbean flavors. And then a nice little kick of heat right at the end. Yeah. I don't know whoever's doing their flavoring at Wrap Snacks, but they're doing a good job. It's better than just your traditional plain old barbecue. So I'm not sure if Cardi B consulted on the flavor or not, but I'm sure she's getting part of the licensing of her name. So, yeah. That's a good potato chip. Okay. Let's take another drink here. Excuse me. I like how subtle that drink is, but yet it's not bland. So as we transition, we go through the sour. See if we can find a way to unwrap these quickly. Probably take more time trying to figure that out than just ripping it open. Okay, there we go. So these are from the UK. And usually UK candies are very heavy on the sugar. So, okay, I see here we have a little punch out. And then another little punch out here. Then we can tuck that back down in. And this keeps it closed unless we slide it up. Keep that open. Then we can dump some into our hand. Oh. They are not as brightly colored as Nerds. Nerds green would be like a fluorescent green. This is more of a army green. And I think we had some strawberries sneaking in. Okay. So let's see. You get a punch of sugar right away. A little bit of citric acid, a little bit of sour, and then a nice apple flavor. That's nice. Okay, let's try the strawberry. And we'll move these two over here. Okay, these are very pale pink, like a shrimp, cooked shrimp pink. And first thing is just plain sugar right away. Then a kind of a nice, artificial but nice strawberry flavor comes in after that. These are a little bit chewier than Nerds, but same basic concept. Nerds usually have a little bit more of a crunch to them, for lack of a better word. Okay. So now, other candies here. Okay. Well, we're going to go from, we'll do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Now, this potentially could make a big mess. So I want to make sure that I have all the powder down at the bottom. And this is the UK again. Carefully cut right along the top. Add that to our little pile there. So we have a stick of sugar, pressed sugar, and it says swizzle stick on it, and it has a concave surface on this side, 2 fruity fizz dips, and a swizzle stick. Swizzle and double dip are registered trademarks of Swizzle Mallow Limited, made in the UK by Swizzles Limited Mills. Okay. So, first of all, let's just see what the stick is by itself. It doesn't really have a huge flavor to it. It's not really even super sweet. It's pretty boring, but I guess that's a good backdrop for the powder. So we dip it in the powder. And now let's see how fizzy this is. It's not fizzy like you would think, like Pop Rocks. I don't get that effervescence on my tongue. And it's actually fairly mild with the cherry flavor. Let's try the orange. Okay, has a little bit of a dreamsicle flavor, but again, not super sweet, which I'm surprised by. Okay, so I always like when they put these in the box, because these are some of my favorite little snacks. And I always love how the Japanese packaging has so little white space on it. Everything is just jam-packed to the gills. Even when you open it up, you still have writing on every little square inch. And these, let's see, are these custard filled? Sweet caramel cream. Even better. Let's open up the bag. Okay. We had to dodge another train sound, actually, so sorry about that. Cut out, but trains are very active today. So similar little koalas printed here on these little pillow-shaped cookies. This looks like some science. This looks like some sort of samurai warrior with two swords. Hollow in the middle. Delicious creamy caramel in the middle. I'm not quite sure what this one is supposed to be. The head is so big that they leave very little room for detail in the body. Now there's a koala at the beach, just relaxing, little miniature umbrella over his head. Very contented in the sand. So the caramel is not a dark brown caramel like you might think. And I think it definitely has some of that cream milk powder. So I could eat through this whole bag really quickly. Those are delicious. Those are delicious. And the other thing I like about this is there's always some sort of game here in the bottom. I mean on the inside. That if you open it up, see if I can find a scene here. Here we go. You have what is to me an indecipherable game. These little tabs have something to do with it, I'm sure. This one is little squid and a koala getting ready to go to bed. And this is a koala holding a monkey. I have no clue what's going on here. If you do, let me know. I think I've asked that before. So maybe it's the cookies, like here's the koala with in the beach. And here's the samurai. So maybe you match up the cookies? I'm not quite sure. I should probably try to Google it or something. Okay, so now we have this hard candy here, which is cola flavored from Turkey. It's always interesting to see the different interpretations of cola flavor. So these are individually wrapped. It's just a clear cellophane. Definitely what I consider a cola, slightly toward the root beer flavor. very nice. A good level of sweetness. Yeah. The candy has a smooth texture. Some hard candies develop really sharp ridges on them when you suck on them, and you feel like they're going to cut your tongue. And I think that has to do with like air bubbles in it or something. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm going to set it off to the side because I want to move on. Okay, I'm making quite a mess here, aren't I? Let me move this over. Sorry about that. Clean up my workspace here. Go away. Okay. And that's better. So now we are down to the final two. So these are they're kind of heart-shaped, vaguely heart-shaped. And they have a dark purple and then a kind of medium red color, coated in sugar. Very easy to chew. Instant burst of berry flavor. It's made with condensed fruit juices, so that tells you right there. Strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, black currant, and aronia, A-R-O-N-I-A. Don't know what that is. And at the end it says contains apple. That one got a little mangled, didn't it? Very good. One of my favorites. Be saving those for work. A nice little burst of flavor. Okay. Let's clear the berry flavor out of my mouth with another caramel flavor. Now, I'm really looking forward to this. This sounds like a perfect combination. Of cream and chocolate and Oreo. Let's get the full effect here. So, So it looks like the Oreos are pressed down into the chocolate. I don't think they're not pressed down while it's warm, so they make the chocolate and form the cavities and then place the cookies. I wonder if they place a cookie, what they probably do, because there's cookies under here. So they probably squirt in the cream and then put an Oreo cookie over top, which would account for the irregularity in the cream coming up over the edges. But it has a nice heft to it. So the Basically, it's like an Oreo cookie with a slab of chocolate pierced through the middle, which is amazing. Definitely very heavily milk chocolate. Very smooth. Almost no bitterness at all to the chocolate. And the crunch of the cookie provides a nice contrast to the smoothness of the chocolate. It broke off, didn't really even have a snap to it. That's how creamy it is. So that's how much cream you can see. I'm actually thrown off a little bit because usually when I have this type of chocolate, it's with some sort of hazelnut. And this does not have any hazelnut with it, so. Flavors work very well together. It's a bit heavy because it's so rich. Soda does a good job of cutting through that. Okay, we'll do one more. And this time we'll leave all the chocolate on the outside, since this seems to be like one serving portion. I'm not getting a whole lot of the Oreo cream. It's really being overwhelmed by the chocolate. Not only in flavor, but also in texture. But very nice. It's not a super high-end chocolate, but it's appropriate for an Oreo cookie. It's nice. Nice and creamy. So, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me through another MunchPak. I apologize for all the traffic noise. Like I said, sometimes the traffic can get kind of hectic around here unexpectedly. It's on a Friday evening, so maybe there's a lot of people coming in from work and then going out to eat or watch a movie or go on a date or something like that. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And let me know some ideas you may have that you would like to see me do on my channel. I am wrapping up one of my final semesters in my classes, and I'm not taking any classes over the summer. So far I think I've done a pretty good job of keeping up with the once-a-week schedule. I'm going to plan on keeping up with that as much as I can. There may be a few weeks that I miss right near the end as I finish up some of my projects, but I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.